our semifinal three-player shootout. Ryan Shafer bowled very well. Move on.
Well, 9 strikes, 248. And this is really an interesting match because Shafer has a chance for Player of the Year, and so does Walter Ray Williams Jr. But don't forget about Hoskins. Boy, from one match to the next. He's smiling because he's thinking to himself, these lanes are breaking down so fast, just can't believe it.
Walter Ray, 41 out of Florida. Opening shot. And he's to the right a little bit, Marshall, and leaves a big split.
Yeah, comes in high, leaves the 4, the 6, and the 7. He'll just take the 4 and the 7. Shafer for the spare. More speed. He makes it. A look at Walter Ray's release. Gotten real used to seeing that. 6 out of 7 weeks. He's made the top.
Right here on the fall tour. Bowled very well. And Steve Hoskins, 31 out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. Talked to him about 9 titles. He said, you know, I keep thinking about that 10th title. Means an awful lot. And he's got a strike. And not that you win 10 and you're in the Hall of Fame, but winning 10 titles goes a long way to getting there.
I know a lot of 10-time titles that are in the Hall of Fame, so maybe it does. This is the lane that doesn't hook as much. Player's been coming in light on lane 20. Although Williams came in heavy, left the split. That's well to the right. And what a strong shot.
Boy, he's able to send it out there and bring it back. We saw that in the second match. Walter Ray now has to come back quickly because the other two getting lined up. Boy, he moved, Marshall.
He went way inside, playing the big hook. Not his strong suit, but Walter's B game and C game are still pretty darn good.
Yeah, I think gave it one shot outside and said,
well, we'll have to see what he does when he comes back to lane 20.
Right.
Hoskins going for the early double and 10-pin lead over Shafer.
Backswing. Got it out there. Flattened out a little bit, leaves the 7.
The light hit the players depend on. They really believe that that will strike most of the time, and it does, but unfortunately, take a look at the pin action one more time. Just doesn't quite get far enough over. It touches the 7, but doesn't knock it down.
Keeps moving and pitches the 10.
Hoskins switches balls hard and straight.
Most players do that nowadays. That single pin spare.
Yeah, for the most part, the players, they go to a harder shell ball. Makes it a lot easier to make the spares. There's the flat 10 from Ryan Shafer. The 6-pin just didn't have enough power to jump back out and knock it down.
Shafer won in Wichita, so Orleans Casino Open in Las Vegas as he picks up the spares. So Walter Ray, you had mentioned, back on the right lane.
He has moved in on this lane. Well to the left. You can see he's made over 100,000, 8 straight years. Will that hook back? Yeah. The hook back a little too much, but tripped out the 4-pin. What an aggressive move to go from playing the 2nd arrow to well inside the 4th, close to the 5th arrow.
That's why he's made 6 or 7 shows in the fall, I believe, and won 32 titles. Hoskins kicks out the 10-pin this time.
Hoskins having no problem with lane 19 and was very close on lane 20. Just leaving the 7-pin. Take a look at the early scores here in the 3rd match. Williams with that double is just 1 pin behind Shafer and Hoskins.
4th frame. Shafer.
Taking a little more time. And he trips out the 4-pin a la Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Well, he's got that little swagger now, Marsh.
Well,
you know, win a couple titles and
The release of Shafer. Look at what he pops up at the foul line. Just nudges out the 4. Thank you very much. For 3 in a row.
Boy, I tell you what, after that first shot and to see the last 3 by Walter Ray Williams Jr., he can play any part of the lane.
Walter was a great player in the 80s, but he's become a much better player in the 90s, and now in the 2000s, just still has something the other players don't have. I think it's a lot of it, what it is mental.
Hoskins brings it up and kicks him out.
Well, that was very fortuitous for Hoskins. Take a look at this pin action, Phil. Just touches the head pin. He tickled him over. I'm not sure what he's doing here, but it looks like something from the Roaring 20s.
We're in the Houston area, but
that's not the Texas two-step.
No,
I'm going to tell you right now.
They're trying to get a double.
Leaves the 10 pin again on the left-hand lane. Well, Hoskins is getting the ball to just snap out the 10 on the left-hand lane, and it is not falling for Shafer.
Walter with the 32 national titles, 15 regional championships, and no.
6-pin jumps out and nudges the 10, but it doesn't fall. There's Paige Pennington, Walter Ray's lovely wife, who travels with him quite a bit on tour. Not as much as she used to, but still a little over half the time.
Shafer, no problem with the spare. Very tight match, semifinal match.
You can see Williams using a different ball. Hard and straight, no problem.
Hoskins trying to make it 3 in a row. You're in the 5th frame.
To extend his lead.
Oh my, Steve Hoskins is the leader midway through our semifinal match. He's up 12.
Make a lot of adjustments. Right now, Ryan Shafer up in the 6th frame. He's been striking on this right-hand lane. It's a left lane that's been giving him trouble. 11th television appearance this season. That's a boatload.
6th frame.
1, 2, 4, and 10. Sometimes the problems with the left lane infiltrate your brain for the right lane. Maybe got ahead of himself. He'll have to make this spare. Get the ball to the left of that head pin.
Walter stays left, and he's got one in the 6th frame.